Wow, I feel spoiled. I seem to be reviewing nothing but good movies lately. First it was The Incredibles 2, then it was The Room, and then it was the new Minions movie. The algorithm must be spoiling me or something. Well, let's get the show on the road, then it's time to review the next one, viewers. The Boss Baby.
That's somehow worse than the original nickname.
The hell are you doing back here, mid-boss?
I'm here to stop you from constantly insulting me. The Harry and his servant girl are annoyance enough.
Look, the joke worked well enough in the last video, so how about we don't repeat it here? How many times am I gonna say Boss Baby in this review? It'll become stale and repetitive to see you pop up over and over and over. Just go fight some RPG anime monsters or something.
Fine. Just do me a favor. Don't look up Rule 34 with my face. I'll save you the scarring I have to deal with constantly.
Well, I don't see why that would be a big deal. Oh my god, kill it with fire. We open up to the movies to some crisp animation and a voiceover from a different narrator, revealing us that this damn movie has like a kid protagonist, and yeah, we can assume that based on the title alone, I'm not referring to the baby, I'm referring to the Fisher-Price motherfucker whose imagination is rendered in this beautiful digital animation format. So the main character is a schizophrenic kid who loves playing with his parents, his imagination being so vivid that it reminds me of all those drug addicts' paintings, you know? When an artist tries a whole bunch of goddamn drugs and grabs a brush and starts stroking? Well, speaking of stroking and brushes, apparently Shiz's parents are working in some kind of dog factory or something. I shit you not. This will be relevant later, but Shiz seems to be living it up until he's asked about getting a baby sibling. Like any other kid, he wonders how babies are made. Jesus Christ, this movie is sick. I swear to God, that wasn't even my own edit. Immediately after the kid wonders how the kids are made, the movie shows us a close-up of an ass moving in sexual gyrations, only to zoom out and to show us that it's a baby's ass. The people who made this are literally sick in the head. Anyway, yeah, this is the title character. We'll call him the Baldwin.
All the Baldwins are dead?
Of course, the movie's central conflict will revolve around Shiz having to deal with his new baby brother, and the father decides to grace us with his information by inspiring the way Ugly Sonic will talk in a future reboot movie.
Oh, you want me to go fast? That's Sonic's thing. Ugly Sonic goes slow, baby.
And yeah, the first part goes as well as you may think. Wait, is this a horror movie? First it was a cool animation experiment, then it was out of place suggestive humor, and now this? Jesus, this movie has an identity crisis. Like, look at this. Baldwin gets exposed, so him and Shiz are having an argument that results in the kid questioning himself, and then we get a blend of goddamn fantasy, horror, baby writing, and regular kid comedy. Why do we need this Gandalf ripoff and this Teletubbies-like son that I swear to God looks creepier than anything else in this whole film? Okay, I stand corrected. The baby sun face is creepier than almost anything else in this blasted film. It appears that the babies in this movie are forming a business, trying to outcompete the same dog company that parents of Shiz are working for. Yes, it's a dumb idea, but just roll with it. As you'd expect, the baby boss has a female secretary, a bunch of ethnically diverse yes-men, and a big, bulking white brute as the muscle. I swear these movies are more and more sexist and racist than some of my old videos, and unlike this clip, I actually try to make them edgy. I guess when it comes to intolerance, I just can't beat huge Hollywood studios. Naturally, the little rugrats are trying to attack the kid once they get exposed through the Tommy Wiseau recording tactics, and though the kid has some initial success through impossible acrobatics, that would leave all of the babies massacred. The Baldwin ultimately wins and they both get grounded. And as if this movie wasn't inappropriate enough, the Gandalf ripoff casually mentions shanking in a kid's movie. The kids' movies of late 2010s, ladies and gentlemen. I'm serious, I can't even make proper jokes at this thing. Like, look here, the two siblings are about to join forces and the writers actually make a baby Jesus gag here.
Are you the baby Jesus?
I'm the baby Jesus.
And have a long extended joke about dick sucking using these bibs.
I want you to suck it.
You suck it!
No.
Were the writers on crack or something? Because if they were, I want some of it. And just to drive home the confusedness of this friggin' film, there's a scene where Shiz and Baldwin enter babycore and we get a Marvel ripoff and a joke regarding sex. Oh, that's not where babies come from. That's disgusting, says the screenwriter who literally wrote severely massive dirty scenes in the first goddamn 30 minutes of the movie. Shiz then learns that Baldwin went to progress up the corporate ladder, becoming a CEO or CCO or something. We see a whole slew of portraits of past bosses as well as the intricate workings of a company. This is meant to both glorify and criticize capitalist systems, and that particular objectivity is the one thing I'll give this dumb movie. It's the one thing they did right. Well, no, the movie did plenty of things right. It's not a bad movie, folks. I'm just being an asshole, but then again, that's why you subscribe to me. Now on with the excrement. So what does a comedy film need after a revelation that babies are fighting the puppy industry, you may ask? Why, it needs more unnecessary horror scenes. Honestly, I've seen fewer scares in the Grudge movies. The Japanese one, not the fucking horrible American remakes. So the plan is simple. Shiz and Baldwin need to infiltrate their parents' workplace, stop the production of that forever puppy thing, and apparently parents across the globe will pay attention to the babies more than they are now. And in order to achieve that goal, they need to show their parents that they get along in less than 2 days and hope that the parents will take them both to work. Now, I'm as far from a strategist as Movie Bob is from a healthy diet, but even I know for a fact that there's so many goddamn things wrong with that plan. Like, a coincidence after coincidence has to happen, a convenience after convenience must occur in order for everything to go off without a hitch. And because contrivances are a dime a dozen in modern Hollywood, the idiotic plan actually works.
You're officially ungrounded.
So the kids joined their parents at the puppy making factory, and Shiz decides to cook up a plan to... Okay, that's just disgusting. Why are they coming out of that bouncy dog's asshole? Why does this movie need to be so despicable so often throughout its plot? Anyway, they spot a nice little doggy door. Using the stupidest sub-plan possible of disguising Baldwin as a dog, using the exact same goddamn dog costumes that are on sale and that are obviously designed not to emulate a real-life dog. The boys enter the secret files room, finding what they're looking for. They try to rip one off of the good Indiana Jones movies, but the Rotten Tomatoes score for this scene alone made them plummet to the depths of despair. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we might be having a main villain. Finally! So, turns out that Garland Green over here used to be a baby but then grew up and lost everything, so now he wants vengeance upon the babies using the baby formula that keeps them babies forever. The same formula that Baldwin has and that Shiz took with him. Oh, the coincidences. Also, it appears one of his henchmen, Mr. Grumpy Wind Diesel over here, happens to be his older brother. I'm assuming he was the one who commissioned the purchase of this extremely complicated pop-up book that seems to explain everything in succinct detail. Our protagonists are trapped, taken care by Garland Green's cross-dressing brother, but they still somehow manage to escape using fake vomit. Yeah, at this point, the disgusting nature of the film ought to surprise you. Shiz sits on a bike and Baldwin literally backseat drives along. They get the baby's team together to help them out, which results in a chase scene that would have left any real baby in severe bruises, if not dead. But if you assume that this was the worst when it comes to child negligence, you haven't seen anything yet. Yes, the goddamn kid decides to drive his bike over an actual moving train. Yeah, imagination and all that, but let's face it, the kid is dead now. Dead, gone, splat. Pfft. A smear of blood and guts all over the train tracks. This ain't good, Chief. This ain't what you want your child viewers to emulate. This ain't it. Of course, we have to have the obligatory at the airport, miss the flight, get another flight by some miracle scene, the one Minions will copy during their movie with Gru. Shiz barely misses the flight, all because of the US airlines or goddamn cancer. Oh, and because Baldwin is turning into a real baby or something. Naturally, the two blame each other for missing the fight and split up. Until they make up several hours later, and what's their ingenious plan on entering the plane and going to see their parents in Vegas? Okay, I won't lie, I love me a good Elvis impersonator scene in any movie. This is actual gold. I don't know who the voice actors behind the Elvises were, but they genuinely made me laugh here. This movie's worth it for these scenes alone. Shiz and Baldwin enter the 1%, being served by an extra in a porno film, and then our intrepid hero actually has to teach the baby how to play pretend. And as cringeworthy as it is, it'll serve as a means of defeating the villain later in the movie. Spoilers, by the way. Now, how do we up the creepy level of this movie? Exactly by having two underage individuals enter a limo with drunk bimbos who are a single Jaeger shot away from banging those Elvis impersonators, including Garland Green's Vin Diesel-like brother. Let's sum up the boring bits real quick. Boys come to Pet Comic Con, bad guy unveils, impossible hybrid dog, people are too stupid to question the logic behind said dog, people flock to dog, bad guy traps parents in big hard, bad guy chases kids through tubes, kids use tubes to escape villain from tubes, villain uses tubes while in tubes to get in the kids in tubes who are out of the tubes, villain gets tricked, main villain is caught up by kids. And oh look, I was right, they win out in the end by pretending to be pirates or whatever. So what happens then? Why our intrepid hero saved the parents using forced puppy labor, and just before Baldwin is turned into a proper baby again, Shiz saves him using sappy, whiny, songy crap. The villain, of course, regresses in age, and his Vin Diesel brother shows us that he's been pretending to be stupid all along, which is an allegory for this film, since it was pretending to be a good and wholesome kids movie all along. So, what happens in the end? Baldwin moves up the corporate ladder, but Shiz sends him some gay shit about being brothers or whatever, so instead of earning a fat stack like Shigechi, he decides to regress himself developmentally and turn into an actual infant. Yes, the next generation will also have a whiny, hyperactive girl and a tiny suit wearing baby, but it's a neat touch to see Shiz and Baldwin grow up to be an actor from the good Spider-Man movies and, well, a Baldwin. Oh, and the Gandalf ripoff is yelling at us for watching through this film, so there's that.